Welcome to the Black American Hebrew Unity Discussion, where your host Black Sheep is. In this video, I'm reading Deuteronomy 28. So you're welcome to come in and join brothers and sisters from New York all the way to the Bay up under this here. You're welcome to come in and get some inheritance about who you are, like I said, so we can all start making some sense out of what we going through in the United States of America. You know what I mean? I'm reading out of Deuteronomy 28, but before I read Deuteronomy 28, I want to read the invitation. I want to read not the invitation, but the introduction to the book itself. But we're not going to start at chapter. We're not going to start at chapter 1. We're going to go and read 28. But I do want to read the introduction to the whole book, because there's significance in the introduction. All right, brothers and sisters, come on in. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Come on in, brothers and sisters. You're welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, and let's bring some adherence to our Father. Deuteronomy, and here we are. Deuteronomy means words and instructions of God. In Greek, Deuteronomy means the second law. Thus, many incorrectly assume that God gave Moses a second set of laws different from those first expressed in the book of Exodus. Deuteronomy portrays Moses as the chief spokesman of God, representing the presence of God in the midst of the African Edenic Hebrew people. Emphasis is on the people understanding the words or instructions of God in order to ensure victory over the nations. The African Edenic Hebrew people were reminded again and again by Moses that obedience to God's laws brings blessings, while disobedience brings his wrath. The final consequence of the disobedience of Israel was the great African Edenic slave trade through 1442 to 1865, and the dispersing of Israelites from the African Edenic land. In the first 11 chapters of Deuteronomy, Moses is anticipating his departure from the midst of Israel, recounting the significant events that occurred during the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. One of Moses' main objectives at this time was to prepare the nation, to prepare the generation which had grown up in the wilderness to cross over the Jordan and enter into the Holy Land that was promised to their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses caused the children of Israel to remember all that God had done for them since the great exodus from Egypt. He warned Israel to beware lest they forget the Lord, which brought them forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. This warning was issued in order that the children of Israel would not begin to think that it was by their righteousness alone that the Lord that God gave them possession of this land. These were a people a people whom continuously provoked God to anger. Therefore, Moses re-instructed them in the Decalogue that he received on Mount Sinai, and at the same time revealed the great commandment: Hear, O Israel, to a new generation. Moses had to give these instructions in order that they might understand the significance of the power of God and the need to love the Lord with all their heart, soul, and might. So I guess in this video, what I'll do is read Deuteronomy. I'll reading Deuteronomy, put reading Deuteronomy. And then the second video, I read it all, and whatever I take from that, then I come back on the second video and I'll discuss what we should have caught or what we should catch, and so on and so forth. It says here, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe. So this is Deuteronomy, brothers and sisters. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of thy Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I had commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Verse 2, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shall thou, verse 3, blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Verse 4, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep. Verse 5, blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Verse 6, blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. Verse 7, the Lord shall cause the enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. Verse 8, the Lord shall command the blessings. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hands up unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Verse 9, the Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he had sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his way. Verse 10, and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. Verse 11, and the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Verse 12, the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasures, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bring all the work of thy hand, and to bless, all the work of thy hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. 13, and the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I had commanded thee this day to observe and to do. 14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left hand. And it says to go after other gods, to serve them. Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. 19. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand upon for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly. Because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. "21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleanse unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land. Rather thou goest to possess. 22. The Lord shall smite thee and with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. 23. And thy haven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thy shall be iron. 24. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth, and thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowl of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. 27. The Lord will smite thee with the B.A.H.U.D of with the B.A.H.U.D of Egypt, and with the emeralds, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou cannot be healed. 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lay with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thy ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. It says, thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. 33. The fruit of thy hand, the fruit of thy land, and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see, 35. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sore of thy feet up unto the top of thy head. 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations. Rather the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. 39. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. 40. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. 42. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of thy Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he had commanded thee. And brothers and sisters, I'ma really stop there at 46 and at 46, and I'm gonna continue I'm gonna do a part 2 of the readings. So we left off, we're stopping at 46. Okay, and then when I come back on, we'll continue with 46 and take it on out and finish Deuteronomy. All right? Okay, so God bless you, brothers and sisters. And there it is, man. Let's just, come to our Father, man, so he can let us know. So he finna tell us, man. He go tell us. It's go dawn upon us all, man, what is being said, what is really going on. So come with your brother, man, and come with me, brother, and let's get inside of this book here, okay, that's been here before you and I was even in existence. okay? And it still got relevance to what's going on and how we living and how we could pull up out of the way that what we going through, huh? So let God do it by coming to the show. You get this video. Please subscribe so you can get more videos. You know what I mean? If you like the video, press that thumbs up too, brother. So, you know, the content could be suggested, you know, abroad, so to speak. So this video is for Black American Hebrew unity. It's an edification for Black Americans. And thank you for joining me. God bless you. Or, you know, may higher bless you. In Jesus' name, his son, Yahudah name. Shalom, brothers and sisters. God bless you. I hope I see you at the next video. Right. And by the way, leave some comments down below, brothers and sisters. Let's get involved with this. It is a discussion, so let's talk about it. Whatever on your mind that got to do with the Black Caucus, put it down there. Let's chop it up. Let's talk.